What's going on, Lights Out Faithful? I wanted to make you guys aware of something before we jump into the episode. The final Low Tide City will be taking place May 11th through the 12th of 2024 in the beautiful Kalahari Resort located in Round Rock, Texas. That's right, Texas, baby. You can head over to start.gg/lowtidecity2024 to learn more about it, or click on that beautiful QR code right on the screen. Just go ahead and scan that and you can get all the information you're looking for. This has been a staple event for many years in the community, so we want the last one to absolutely go out with a bang. And who knows, you might even see your boys from Lights Out there as well. But without further ado, enjoy today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were here for last week's edition of Lights Out, then you will know there was a sentiment that was shared. There was a prediction that was given. There was a story that was foretold that the one true king of New York would rise up and conquer the Genesis bracket in Northern California this past weekend.
But it didn't happen because the Buzz actually lost pretty early, so Zomba had to do it instead.
Yeah, very unlucky.
Very unlucky, or perhaps incredibly insightful, as Zomba, master of predictions, completes his own, what is that word I'm looking for? His own, what is that word I'm looking for? What them psychic dudes be saying?
Fantasy.
His own.
No.
Prophecy. It shows a prophecy.
What? You know what? Whatever. This nigga won Genesis, so we got him back on the podcast. All right.
He foretold, my nigga.
He foretold it. Foretold prophecy. Our Genesis champion is here for Lights Out episode 47. And if you guys are enjoying the content, please make sure you're liking, you're commenting, and of course, subscribing to the podcast. We don't have Cosmos. He's taking some Japanese classes. I don't know what for. I would say boot up Smashbox or Matchbox, whatever thing helps you practice. But nonetheless, it's all good. So I want to start with Zomba since we do have him here first from a dystopian location. Zomba? How do you feel about your Genesis win, buddy? And are you surprised you actually did what you said?
I mean, it was everything that I said, so it's not anything too surprising. Like, when I saw all the brackets and everything, I mean, I could have definitely had a way harder bracket. Like, I could have just had Mia. I could have had Maister. But when I saw my bracket, I knew it was entirely doable, even though it's still, like, low-key hard, but not really. And I was like, I mean, I was being seated higher than everybody anyway before then. But then just because the ranking comes out, other people started becoming seated higher than me that normally weren't. And I was like, dude, whatever. I'm not going to complain. It's I anyway. And you know what? I was like, everyone fucking sucks. I've already beaten everyone, just not as consistently. If I was like, doing like 2 extra seconds of thought, maybe it's like, oh my God, it's just easier. And I did. That's what I did.
So real quick before you go, Light, that interview that you gave Rod after you handily defeated Sonix, you defeated Spark. You obviously beat everybody, but that interview, that one specific interview that you gave when you're just going off, just talking all that trash, you really meant that. Like, that's legitimately how you felt in your soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I mean, been in Aquila before, and I've went game 5 of Mia as my Lucina that I've put maybe 2 hours into. Like, it's definitely doable, no matter what.
I feel that. Light, would you like to chime in?
I honestly didn't even hear what his interview said. I just know people were saying he was talking all that shit, and I was just like, why are you even surprised, bro? It's Zomba. Like, it's not really a big deal. I heard a lot of people got seriously salty about it, which is like, if you're actually getting salty about it, then you're kind of just feeding into exactly what he wants. Just like, you guys are so dumb. I will say, though, when we were backstage, I was with Phil and Charles, and they asked me who was going to win the tournament. And I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure it was you too. And I was just like, I know Zomba's going to win this tournament if I don't make it. Like, if I don't get through losers, Zomba's easily going to win the tournament. I should have put money on that because I knew he was going to win. So, you're welcome for believing in you. Might be the only reason you won. No big deal.
Power friendship.
Mm-hmm. Power friendship, man. Power friendship. Yes.
Well,
but yeah.
Something that people actually didn't get to see, and this is something that you kind of talk about, Light, but I can actually confirm it firsthand. You two chuckleheads were sitting backstage comparing winnings, or like your winnings and shit like that, like who made the most money. Like, I think it's pretty clear Zomba made exponentially more at this
Wow, wow,
partic-
wow, wow,
at
wow.
this
There was,
I
tournament.
mean,
there was a split. There's a
Did
split.
you guys
yeah,
actually
like
split?
Yeah.
I mean, like after the bracket manipulation that me and him did, like the time when like you took the loss to Spargo intentionally. Um,
He knew.
I
He
mean,
knew I did it
I had to
intentionally.
give him up for his work. I mean, he only made what 700 for a fifth. Like that's not enough. We gotta feed our players, man.
That's
I'm
what
just trying to
I'm
get that.
saying.
Oh, okay, that's
Just
fair.
proud. Just one for the team.
I
Yeah,
lost his
no, you
I
did it,
lost to
bro.
Spargo. I lost to Spargo, and I was really just like, "Damn, that really sucks." And I looked over at Zom, and I was like, I was like, no,
Little
you
wink.
knew from there. You knew from there. You knew who's gonna win.
But yeah, 9,000 to 700. I mean, add that divided by two. I made that.
That's not bad.
I will
Yeah.
I will say though, for some context, one of the reasons I'm not surprised you won, for people who don't know, I think it started around Shine when it happened, like when me and you just started like talking more about the game.
Yeah.
We were just talking like how we should definitely be putting more effort in. I feel like it was procrastinated for a little, but around like December to January, we just started going to like a lot of stuff and kind of like keeping tabs on each other. And like we were just like I said it before, like we would compare our winnings like at every event and like compared who we like fought against. It was really funny, but it was also like not it was
Beneficial.
non-jokingly very beneficial how we just kept tabs on each other. And I mean, I got top 8. I got top 5, which clearly it's working, and then Zomba won. So I wasn't really surprised when we both top 8 from winner side. We definitely had like our fair share of bad matchups. I had to fight against Meister, but like still came up on top. So I wasn't mad seeing you win, obviously. I think you were the person I want to win if it wasn't me. Even though you're cocky as fuck, but I mean I'm used to it at this point because I'm cocky as
I
fuck.
mean, oh, I'm glad you weren't mad when I won because you know what? That's gonna keep happening for a while.
I
Not true.
uh,
hold on. I was gonna say this
uh,
because I look at Zomba's bracket path. Right, he beats Tilde. Okay, I'm not too surprised about that, and that's no knock against Tilde. But he beats Tilde. Then he beats Gluto. I feel like a lot of people didn't have you pegged to beat Gluto, but I did believe that you could actually beat him, so I wasn't surprised when that happened. And then love Tweek, but you've kind of had his number for the last couple times that you've been in bracket,
yeah,
right? And then the 3-0 over Sonix as well. There was like a lot of
yeah,
things that, I mean, you won a lot of those matches. Besides Gluto, you won the other 3 matches 3-0 very convincingly. Like, I saw you make a tweet about going to Japan. Was the elevation of the skill because you went to Japan yet again? Or was it that Denmark trip? Don't count. Okay.
Mhm. So I mean, it's a combination of everything. Like, of course, and the journey, but the Japan trip is one of those things where I mean, Japan and Denmark in itself because they're just completely different. It's different environments altogether. I made a tweet about this, I think yesterday or some shit, and I was like, just getting out of your comfort zone, like you're in an area you have no clue about. Sometimes you might not even speak the language. It's like most people are rooting against you because they want their boys to win. I'll do the same thing, and I mean, all that, like dealing with like your nerves as a player and shit like that. Like I won't lie, sometimes when Sonix is spin dashing around the stage or Spargo's spamming like back air, I'm like, damn, what if I die? Like yeah, I wanna lose, And sometimes you fall to that, like, oh no, I accidentally did double spot dodge and I got up smash for it. And that's an example, or like a real one. And all of that, like, it's all different ways. Like, sometimes it's also like when I'm in Japan, I'm physically also grinding with people. And when I'm in Denmark, it's more of like, okay, like I don't like Luigi as a character. Shock, right? But I'm still going there and fighting the best Luigi in the world or something like that. And like outside of my environment, being rated against and despising the matchup. And I still pull through. So it's all that and like farming at the local level and shit like that, like consistently beating everyone in region, DeBuzz, Syrup, Jude, like all of that and the shit with light. But also, low key, I could have also just done absolutely nothing and still won.
Yeah,
My
no,
God.
that's not true at all, considering the fact that one, you're garbage when you do nothing. Two, let's talk about the free time thing. He said that he had a lot of free time and that he does have a lot of free time. He has a normal life, and he can be doing a lot of stuff like college, right? I don't think this dude would be going to Denmark for a B tier no one else was at if he had a real life, by the way. You have absolutely nothing going on for
My
yourself
semester
here.
just started, bro. My
You
semester just
have
started.
nothing going on for yourself.
I already
Why?
used my sick. I already used all my sick days. This is my last sick day.
You wasted sick days for Denmark.
I locked in. I won Genesis.
Okay, dude. Sure, man. Regardless of that, yeah, I'm sure you're very happy. Fighting Gluttony must have not been easy at all. You won that set because that dude was panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
but
God I DI'd that block perfectly.
yeah, but I will say Genesis is a tournament like a few others that you never know who is going to top eight. And I think Gluttony is usually a favorite of that. You always expect someone
Yeah.
like Gluttony to top eight. So being one of the people to take him out of the bracket is obviously very impressive. There were a few other people who obviously didn't make it in, such as MKLeo, which that is huge because he's Mr. Genesis. And then you have people like Mia, who is top 4 in the world, who was like one of the highest expected people to take the tournament. And he just didn't make top 8. And I, for one, being the salty person I am happy about that because everybody want to talk a bunch of shit saying that America's not as good as Japan because when we go over there, we don't do as good. But what about when they come over here? What happened? Only two of them made it to top 8. They didn't have shit on us this event. I don't even remember who Mia lost to, and I feel great about it.
I will update that. Mia was defeated by Rafflo in Rafflo beat him in game 5, and then he lost to Zachary 3-0 in losers with a 3 stock at the end because Zachary is the actual GOAT.
Yes, sir.
So America is better than Japan because a French and another Japanese player beat the Japanese player. Low-key facts.
That's what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying, man.
That math
Thank
is
you,
math.
Rafflo.
USA.
That math is
Rafflo?
mathing. I like it.
Rafflo, you may go home now. Job's done.
Dude, you know
See
what's crazy about that? Though Rafflo's next round, he loses 3-0 to Maister. After beating Mia.
I did see that.
Crazy.
And that really pissed me off because I remember thinking in my head, I was like, Rafflo, can you please beat Maister to make my life a lot easier? And then he lost to Maister. So Meister's clearly better than Mia. Confirmed.
I mean,
the results speak for themselves.
That's what I'm saying. We should really
And to
add
be honest-
Meister to our split of Zomba's winnings.
Yeah, Rafflo beat him. I don't know what I would have done.
Low-key facts. So that's a good point.
Low-key beats Light.
I do think that there is a clear Japan bias at times, and obviously for good reason, you got 2 other players are in the top 4, you got generational talented players like Ken, you know what I'm saying? You got Zachary being an OG original GOAT who still competes today and does a damn good job. I get it. But apparently, and I just found this out, apparently Spargo is a citizen of the United States of America.
Yeah.
Which means technically he's USA. So that Tijuana tag ain't fooling nobody, Spargito. All right? Might as well change your name to Jimmy. Okay? Because you work for America now, baby.
Yeah, man. He is definitely American as hell, which means we've actually been on top the entire time. That's all I'm saying. We've never had a fall off. Spargo was just carrying it for us the entire time.
Big facts.
Yeah.
What other results were surprising to you, Zomba? Was there anybody that you were expecting to make top 8 who didn't? What about Leo? Did you think the Leo run was possible?
No. I thought he was going to lose to Karama, but then Karama actually got 97th.
He did. Karama got 97th. But Leo lost to unranked Northern California player named Titan. Shouts to Titan for getting that job done. He played Ken. But he lost to him in the best of 3 stage. I feel like if it was the best of 5 stage, he would have won.
What was the second one? 2-1?
Yeah, it's 2-1.
Yeah.
And then he lost.
Know.
And then he lost. Go ahead.
The thing about Leo, he's just doing content now, and it's so unfortunate as the top competitor in me that wants him to be also farming. Except for me, because I'm actually positive on him.
Dang.
All right. Well, I'm just going to say I've been a huge Leo believer on this podcast. I've always advocated for how well I want Leo to do. And now I just feel like it's not possible because Leo, didn't do good at the tournament that he is like anticipated to do good at. So I feel like all those other prior results, you're kind of like, he's getting back into it. He's getting back into it. He'll be ready for Genesis. He'll be ready for Genesis. He's always ready for Genesis. And he wasn't ready for Genesis. So now I'm just kind of like, damn, will he ever be ready again? I don't know. Maybe when the new game comes out, but I don't know about this game.
Well,
So I think that Ultimate is just an easy as fuck game anyway, and the fact that Leo is so experienced, if you really, 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 really like, unironically locked in, and wasn't just losing in fucking pools.
Leo
that'd be
literally did better than Late last month. Dumbass.
I forgot.
I don't think Light is good at the game at all, too. Yeah.
Agreed.
How did you hear what he said?
Like, I think that means absolutely nothing.
Wait, hold up. I'm still saying it, bro. He didn't get top 8 at Genesis. I can't believe in him anymore.
Genesis is the event that Leo is definitely synonymous with, and he did have some good results coming into it, but I think Leo folded a little bit. Like, I think because I watched some of his GAC fight, he used Byleth the first 2 games. I thought that was a mistake. I thought he should he used Byleth the first 2 games. Yes, he used Byleth against GAC the first 2 games, lost, then went Joker, I believe, and won a game, and then lost again. I'm like, I truly think he should have started with Joker from jump. I don't even know if he was playing that, but this meta has moved beyond Byleth. In fact, when we talked to Leo on the podcast last week, he said this isn't a Byleth meta anymore. Put the Byleth away. It's done. Okay? Yeah. Rob and Joker. That's all you need. With maybe a side of Corn too. I don't know why this man is so against playing Corn. He got 2 Corns in the top 8 of Genesis. 2.5 if he counts Margot. Why is he so against playing Corn? I don't get it. I'll tell you the truth. Anybody who's watching my IRL stream, they know I was streaming Leo and Gact, and I had to walk away in the middle of game 2. I couldn't take it anymore. The crowd was like, "Don't go, you don't walk away. He's still the GOAT." I said, "Get your hands off me! Unhand me, Gems!
Unhand me, Gems!
Don't touch me!" I had to get out of there. I couldn't sit there, and I knew the inevitable outcome, and I heard the oohs and the ahs when it was all said and done. And I turned back, and I saw Leo getting up, wrapping that controller. I saw Watch smiling, looking at Gak, and Gak popping off like the little Jimmy is. And I tell you right now, if that camera was facing me, you would have saw that single teardrop. Oh my God, it hurt.
Okay, I won't say that Leo is actually washed because
he's not washed. He's just
someone in the back won't let me say that Leo is actually washed. But what I shut up. This isn't your podcast.
Quiet.
Or your setup. No, it's not. Or okay, so I won't say that Leo is washed. But what I will say is that he is currently his own worst enemy because he makes very poor choices in the bracket. I've talked to Tweek because me and Tweek obviously have talked a lot about like his own patch and shit like that. Because Tweek's like usually a counter picker, and I'm happy that I appreciate that he credited a part of this to me. But he talked about how like he's just been trying to lock it in with Solo Main because he knows he can counter pick for easier matchups. But he is locking it in with Diddy Kong because that is his best character. And once you learn how to tough things through with your best character, usually when your back's pushed against the wall, it brings the best out of you. You end up playing a lot better, being a lot better. And I think that's what Leo needs to do right now too. I think he needs to stick to like 1 character, maybe 2, and actually just have his back against push against the wall instead of just like trying to switch characters every time you think it would be easier for him, because it hasn't been working for him for a long time now.
That is exactly what I did with Rob and Lucina and dropping the Lucina.
Did you actually play Lucina? I thought you just picked up Lucina for like a day to fight Maister.
It was like kind of that, but I was also playing here at some locals.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, no, I think that's like the best way to go about it. I feel like, playing multiple characters is obviously really good, but I just can't be convinced that you can bring the best out of 1 character if you're playing 2. I just think that if you play 1 character, you're going to be forced to learn things that you have to learn in order to win, even in the very bad matchups.
That's a really good point. Obviously Zomba's a perfect example of that. He just won freaking Genesis. Like, you're a great example of that. Yourself, you didn't win Genesis, but you had a 5th place finish, and you overcame a really terrible matchup against Maister. You won that game 5. That's like a -2 for Fox. So the fact that you're able, and I don't think that would happen if you're like, co-maining, right? Like, you put all your effort into 1 character, fruits of your labor.
Yeah, and Tweek's a good example of that as well. You've seen him taking out T.
Yep.
Diddy Kong PacMan is not a great matchup. Then you can see him after that proceeding to beat me as well, and that is not a good matchup for him either. He's truly like gotten to the point where like he's like, okay, my back's against the wall, so like what will I do now? So I think Tweek is the best example of it because he's been doing it he's someone who was counter picking and doing it for the least amount of time as a solo main, and just now that he's finally accepting it, he's already getting better results.
It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Well, let's talk about some of those top 8 placers besides obviously you. And I do want to give a shout out to your prediction on Cosmos 65th. That was a humble 65th to our boy. It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurt. You should have seen that MVD set. I was there back. He won the first 2 games. Game 5, he had to leave, but he wouldn't stop approaching.
Wait, he lost to MVD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With who?
Dude, MVD.
Aegis.
What? Okay, I'm genuinely surprised because I know he dropped Inkling, but he said he's been saying this for years. Like before he even repicked up Inkling, before his fall off, he said, "I will play Aegis versus everybody in the world except for exclusively MVD." I did not know he lost to MVD. He said that he will never go Aegis versus MVD because he has always like destroyed him with Inkling. Like, and he's like, I am very confident versus specifically MVD with Inkling. So I'm very surprised that he didn't even try Inkling versus MVD.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I only thought about the 65th because when I looked at everyone's bracket path and I saw he had to fight Wiles, I just thought he was actually gonna lose. And then he actually did.
He did lose the Wiles. He did lose the Wiles. It happens. Well, I don't want to.
How long are we gonna say it happens for?
I think we should talk about the next person, second place, Sonix. Sonix is insane, bro.
Wait, is that sarcasm or what? Because you really got on the stage and took a selfie when you were up 2 games to none, you jackass. Explain that mentality.
He was taking so fucking long, and I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? And I was like, you know, some people put like light paces around. Maybe he would have done like a Fortnite dance or some shit. And I was like, hey, I'm on stage. I'm gonna take a photo and like send it to my group chat.
Yeah, he's not wrong. You gotta do something.
Like with the crowd there and shit. So it's a fire photo, bro.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll give it
I
up.
don't have to see it, but
I'll give it up. That was
it's
pretty
wonderful.
good. It definitely made its rounds on Twitter. Well, tell me about facing Sonix, because the last time you faced him, you got your ass kicked at Gommel, but this time you were the one doing the ass kicking. What changed?
I was ill prepared for Gommel for specifically Sonix. I beat him the last set at Crown before that, which I also won.
Yep.
GOAT. And after that, I kind of thought, like, you know what? I low-key got Sonix figured out. I just thought he was just low-key farming everyone because he's just better than them, but I was just assuming I'm better. Then he destroyed me at Gommel, and I was like, all right, stop with the ego, little bro. Now he's farming everyone even more, and I just got shot on. I need to do actual work for him. And then I did, and then I won. So obviously, if you just keep that up, like, it doesn't matter the hours. Like, he definitely plays the game significantly more than me. And I just think my sheer, like, thought process about the game can just carry me a lot more than some other people's.
Have you been VOD reviewing? I don't think you VOD review, right?
I did. I used to VOD review my wins. You know what I started doing?
Yeah.
I would VOD review my wins and skip every game I lost.
That's exactly what I do.
What? Isn't that terrible?
No, it's not terrible. You learn what you did right.
Yeah. I mean, like, how are you gonna make mistakes if you only do things that are correct?
Exactly. So if you watch the games you went, I love you, bro. You just like me.
But
God.
But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? If I watch it in 2 times speed, it's basically watching it less, but I still get to watch everything. So then I watched it in 2 times speed, and I have a very fast thought process as I have a high intelligence, and you know, I just make magic work and shit happens.
Yeah. So do you think you split the saltiness of watching yourself lose in half by watching it in 2 times speed?
Like, kinda. And also, I really wanted to, like, I don't want to lose anymore. I think that shit is cringe, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Losing is
So
cringe.
When did you start VOD reviewing your losses?
So when I lost to Minty Flesh at Failsafe 2024 today, I decided that, you know what? I'm literally doing what got me ranked 15th. Let's lock in, bro.
So it's been less than a
And
month then.
well, I mean, I've always said I'm significantly better than everybody, so it doesn't matter how long I do it for.
That's not what I
It just
meant.
means I got it done.
Get out your own ego for like 2 seconds and just try to comprehend what I'm saying. So you're just
Exactly.
saying so what you're saying is you've been VOD reviewing your losses for only like 3 weeks then, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would do like my old losses because those happened.
Oh, I've never
Yeah,
VOD reviewed a loss in my entire fucking life. That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna start doing that because it sounds like it would help. But yeah, it's good to know others didn't do it. I saw a tweet today, and it was a quote retweet of what I said about like how I'm gonna start VOD reviewing, and I've been avoiding that for like 9 years. And someone said like, I think it's crazy that people gotten top 10 in this game without ever VOD reviewing. It just shows how much talent is. And I'm like, it's not about talent. It's just that I'm not stupid. I'm very smart at this
yeah,
game. And I understand, I know how to adapt on the fly, or I remember things from sets. So I'm sure that's how you felt, and a lot of other people feel like you remember a lot of important stuff. Obviously, you don't remember
yeah,
everything, and you can still learn, but you remember like, oh, I remember I lost because of this, or like I know how to adapt mid set because I'm not dumb, you know?
yeah.
That's fair.
And I did like a notes server for like write notes on people and shit like that, like actual genuine nerdy shit. Fucking writing paragraphs to how to deal with Kameme juggling me. Like sometimes you gotta like do even more. And then I decided I should do more. Because you know what? I'll admit it. I'll just free. Since I'm so smart, I don't have to deal with the hardness of it.
Didn't you lose the void?
I won game 5.
He beat you game 5?
Well, you sat down for a best of one.
You sat down for a best of one.
And I caught a merge. I won the merge. And he caught a merge.
Yeah.
And then it was game 5. And then we had to finish game 5 because it was game 5.
It
And then I
was
won game 5. It was a 3 stock.
I love
you won on a 3 stock.
Yeah, I started changed.
All right, moving on to another topic, Phil.
I was gonna say, let's touch a little bit more on the people who did make top 8. I want to just give me a yes or no if you're surprised. Neo.
Oh, you said who did make
Yeah.
top 8?
Yeah, Neo.
Yeah, that's definitely surprising.
Oh,
Shadic.
He's obviously a phenomenal player, but he's hard. Shadic, not surprising.
All right, because Cosmo say he doesn't believe in Shadic, so I was very curious to get another player's perspective on that. I said I believe in Shadic, by the way. I said it was only a matter of time. I didn't think it'd be that quick. But I love that for him. Love that
I
for him.
also
Shadic?
said that I believe in Shadic. I said it on the podcast that same day.
Shadic is a phenomenal player that's
Mhm.
16 years old. When I've played with him, I can tell he reminds me of me when I was closer to his age. Like, I think he's literally 16 or 17.
You are 18. You are close to his age.
I've been playing this game a lot longer than most people, and most people don't know that. And also, I've been a top player for like it's been 2021 now, and it's 2024. It's just I have more experience objectively
What is
than
our
most people.
definition? Let's start a topic. What is our definition
National
of
tour.
a player? Huh?
National tour, I got 4th.
Okay,
Remember?
okay. Again, stop sucking yourself off. Let's. What is the definition of a top player here? Like, what number is that for us?
Oh, like top at that time, mm, around like just top 50. I'm just gonna say top 50 easy.
Yeah, okay, because you
At
did
this
top
level,
8. You did top 8 a very good event, but like, when do you think you were
4.
actually on people's radars? Like
A week before
consistently.
a week before Smash the Tour, I got 5th at CEO, and then I got 4th at Smash the Tour, and then when we came back because there was a break, I got 2nd at Glitch Infinite. So the whole time I knew I was significant. Like I literally knew I was there, and maybe some people didn't think that because I didn't have the results because I didn't enter because I was literally in high school and like I was just a child, and I did it all back to back to back from everything I did,
Maybe.
and that's when I was
Hmm,
like, yeah, I'm better.
I don't know. Maybe I just didn't acknowledge you until last year. You kind of didn't exist to me.
That's fine. Still beat you back then too. In the
When?
past
When?
time,
Wait, where?
the old shine.
I eliminated you. Shut up. I literally took you out that
Anyway,
tournament. I took you out the tournament and I demoralized you so bad you quit during the
Oh,
set.
okay,
Cosmos.
okay. This
It was
is
Cosmos.
you're getting off the
No, it was
rails.
Cosmos.
Revisionist history. It's okay. Back to my
Alright.
surprises. T, were
And
you
then I beat him with a
surprised?
shine last year too. Go on.
Were you surprised T made top
T.
8
Yeah.
No.
Oh, dude, Shuton threw really hard.
against T?
And also the bracket was and also the bracket was really tough, and I didn't think T had it, but then he did, which is kind of raw. I love T.
T doing good in America never surprises me. He's just always done good in America. So like when I didn't even see his bracket run, but when I saw him there, I was happy to see him there, but not really surprised because he's just always done good in America. So yeah.
I was surprised to see. I mean, I guess I was just surprised to see T in top 8 and Neo too, for that matter, because I saw because Ken, Mia, and Zachary weren't in top 8. So I was like, what world are we in? This is like topsy turvy. It was crazy. Zomba, you are the Genesis champion. You talk your shit. You back it up. I know your next event's gonna be Cirque. That's gonna be cool. But it's gonna be Cirque because it's not gonna be King Kong. Can you explain to us why you're unable to attend King Kong? Because the winner of that got a free trip for the French Dimension, as I like to say.
Yeah, as much as I would have loved going to France, I mean, I'm in college, so I have to attend like classes.
True.
You know,
That's
I mean,
true.
I can't just. I made sure not to bring my passport because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna win, but I can't do France right after.
It's actually hilarious. You purposely didn't bring your passport, so you couldn't make it. Sonix also had to decline because obviously passed the invite down because he said he's exhausted. Spargo
That's also understandable.
is already going, right? Who was number 4? Tweek? Tweek wasn't going.
He's just not going.
Yeah, there's just no
And then
shot
there's Nail
to
that got it.
And then it was like, the other 5th players were Light, who's obviously here with us, so he's not going anywhere. And
They didn't
then
ask me. They were
didn't
like,
ask-
no. They said not this time, American Jim.
damn, they don't like you. They didn't even ask you. That's crazy.
I don't think they asked me. Like actually,
Would you have gone?
no.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, either way, Neo's going to be there. He's the default first seed. So I'll be watching that to see how that tournament goes. But Mr. Real World Experience here, Zomba. You know, Zomba, with you winning Genesis, it kind of proves a little bit of a trend with Genesis too when it comes to Ultimate. Only Mexicans and white people win Genesis.
How is
Yeah,
that?
I mean,
What do you mean, how is that? What? Leo is what? Mexican. Mars is white. Zomba's white.
but like,
Yeah.
okay.
like I've been. Yeah, you can't win a Genesis ever now.
Yeah.
Wait,
Sorry, man.
I don't know about that. They say that Puerto Ricans are kind of white.
They?
Yeah, they.
Okay.
About
That's,
to
that's fair. Whatever.
Yeah, man.
All right, Zomba. Give it to me straight.
Yeah.
You versus Light. Who wins the next time you fight?
I shit on him that Cirque.
Well, it depends. Is it like a Zomba versus Light, or is this like one of those times we script it?
No,
Like,
no. This is a straight up.
Well, we have a script going for like the rest of the year. Like we have planned, like
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
like Cirque. It's gonna be a real tough loss. It's gonna be like, ooh, you almost had it. I'm not gonna tell you for who, but we're gonna split that. So if you really want to see us fight,
see.
if you really want to see us fight, and like just in general, not a major, I'm gonna force this on you now. Tune into Encore on Friday next week to see me and Zomba at a weekly together because we want to fight each other to prove something.
I can't do Friday.
Nah, you're going.
Yeah.
Not,
can't.
why can't you?
Yeah. That's when I'm getting my PC fixed.
That's when you're
And also
getting your PC
Stargate. I'll message you later about it.
All
But
right,
I might be
maybe
able
I'll
to
pull up to
Stargate.
your weekly then.
Yeah. See.
I think you should have to go to where the Genesis champion goes personally.
Yeah, that's what I told him at Genesis, and he was like, "But like, you gotta go to Encore because it's closer to me." And I was like, "Dude, Stargate is also closer
His
to me,"
tournament
and I
is
won.
2 hours. His tournament is 2 hours from me, and then Encore is only 1 hour from both of us.
Time is money.
He won Genesis.
and
I don't
went to Cirque.
care. Anyways, the next time I'll probably fight in an actual major will be the Invitational in Cirque. So it will be a good time. I mean, I'm going to be trying to defend my Invitational title. He's going to try to defend his Cirque title. It's going to be a very good event. And I saw today that it is ranging from the A to A plus tier. So that's going to be an amazing time. Is that a Steve Band event or no?
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you
You know
this.
what's crazy?
What's up? What's up?
So remember at Genesis, I told you guys that my points might change because I fucking won Genesis, and I was only worth 250, which is like top 15. But you would assume if you win a P tier event, that's like not a top 15 player, like just already.
Sure.
And I checked because I was curious, and nah, if you win a P tier, you're only worth 250 points if you're already. Oh, I didn't go up in points, which means unless we get more players for Cirque, that's only going to be an A tier.
Okay, so
I
how
want to get
does,
it.
how
for
does this
S
point
tier.
system work? Like, how much am I worth?
You're what top? Yeah, you're 6. You're 350, I think, or 300.
So you're telling me you want a P tier and I'm still worth more than you?
Yes, Agent 6.
Sir, Agent 15, good job this weekend.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you did.
But yeah, next time we'll definitely be Invitational and Cirque. I mean, all three of us are actually going to be there. Maybe we'll do some lights out related stuff there. Who knows?
That could be fun, but
Maybe.
no one ever actually answered my question. Who's gonna win?
Oh,
Me.
between me and
I already
him.
told
Yeah.
you. I shit on him at Cirque. That was my answer. Like pretty
No,
obvious.
I'm like actually easily going to win. On top of that, when he beat me at Cirque, which he did beat me, not only did the setup cut off as I was going in the process of reverse 3-0ing him, he did beat me in losers. I'll give it up, but I was already at a disadvantage. I should have won the first set. Also, that was before I went through my training arc. Like, I don't think you're gonna stand a chance, kid. I'm sorry. Also, you have
At
to like
Genesis,
do
huh?
big things. You gotta like go to college and all that, you know? I don't know if you're gonna have time.
At Genesis, when me and Light were grinding, I was just shitting on him most of the
No,
time. I'm gonna
we're
be
not. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
I don't know who's gonna win. I just know it's gonna be fun, and I can't wait to be part of that. I'm sure I'll be able to commentate it.
It's gonna be one-sided.
I do know Zomba was winning that life, man. My boy Zomba had the hose coming out after that tournament, man. I'm proud of you, kid. I'll leave it at that. I'm proud of you. The Genesis
Amen.
champion of 2024. That's crazy. Give us some parting words before we kick you out.
Well, I'm gonna announce the script for Cirque and foreign events. I'm first, Mia second, Light is third, Cosmos is fourth. 2 fifth places will be Cola and Beast Mode Paul, and 7th will be Jackal and a mystery secret player that isn't announced yet.
Okay, so
Ooh.
he didn't mention like any of the, I don't know if they're announced yet. I don't know. Anyways, more importantly, instead of you stroking your ego one more time, me and Zama were planning on doing something related to the American players. I mean, we could talk about that. That's
We
actually
should actually talk about that.
yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Should
So
we talk about that?
I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, you know? I mean, this is literally like thing, like if other people just have the mentality that we have, because we've been talking about it for a while. It's kind of the mindset where it's like, how long are you going to sit on your ass for? Because a lot of us could be a lot better than what we are. And, me and Zomba kept tabs on each other and it was really good for us. And again, the results showed, And we were just like thinking if we made like a Discord or a group chat, which you made it today, right? This morning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I made it today.
Yeah, so he made a Discord that we're gonna have. That's basically just if Americans just want to keep. Basically, it's not like practice or anything like that. I mean, if you want to practice with each other, you can. But just people who share the mentality, other top
It's a
players who
think
are actually
tank.
trying to be serious. Basically, just share our thoughts and basically just keep tabs on each other and make sure that we're actually trying to put effort in towards being better at the game or putting more effort into it. So
Love that.
I think if it worked for us, it can work for others. It just seems we're gonna hit people up about it, and if they want to put the effort in, they'll be there, and if not, they won't.
Wow, I think that's
Yeah,
fantastic. I'm assuming it's going to be private, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're invite only, cool people only good players allowed.
Yeah. So we have to kick Zomba out already, but yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah, I made the server, invited Light, and I gave him owner, and I left. I was like, sorry, man.
And I'm just alone.
You win. Well, Zomba, congratulations again on your Genesis win. You're a homie, you're a friend of the show, and we are absolutely proud of you, man. Hope you continue to do big things in and outside the game because, as you said, unlike a lot of these other people, you have a fucking driver's license.
Yeah, I think if you go through the entire like top 50, I feel like less than half would have a license.
It's really funny that you got your license very close to the time that people are talking about you getting a license. Because the same time that I got my driver's license, like a week before that, no, a week after I got my driver's license, I won SmashCon. And then Phil went on the SmashCon mic and said that I didn't have a license. And now then everyone just thought I didn't have a license. So yeah, fuck you for that. I won that major, my first ever major, with a license.
I commentate for clicks.
Okay.
So we're clear. All right, get your info somewhere else. Charles? Anyway, Zomba, thanks for joining us. Sensational guest, and we look forward to seeing you at Cirque, buddy.
I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
I'm pretty sure he still doesn't have a car, though, so who cares?
You do. Well, I
Maybe put that 10K to good use.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. You know what? You know one thing. What do you think is like one of the main things that he even mentioned that helps him like succeed so much and be such a beast? What do you think?
I think a lot of it really just depends on your own personal journey. You know, like he was talking about how he went to Denmark and he went to Japan to like just try getting out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
And maybe that does work for him. But the most valuable thing that I take from that is what I do as well, which is just mainly going to the local level as well. Because I don't know, he's been doing this for long enough where I think he already is out of his comfort zone. Just going to major puts you out of your comfort zone. You're going to be fighting people from other countries anyways. So for me personally, that doesn't like hold value as much. Obviously, it's a good experience and you might get introduced to slightly different styles of gameplay. But I don't think it holds a lot more value than just consistently going to your weeklies and making sure that you're staying fresh and you see a lot of quirky stuff, people playing characters that you would usually only fight in the losers bracket. So you got to be ready for that wild stuff because one day you will fight it in the winners bracket. And then just, on top of that, you just lose your nerves over time. You get nervous going to like let's say you're a top player. You will probably get nervous going to a weekly if you haven't gone to a weekly in a long time. But if you go to one once a week, by like the third one, you're not really going to get nervous anymore. So it helps with your nerves. It helps with the quirky matchups. It just keeps you on your feet. And then playing the game more as a top player, once you hit this level, I'm sure every top player can vouch for this. I'm sure the guy right next to me can vouch for this. When you play the game enough, even at a weekly level, you start to like theory craft about this game on your free time, like what you're doing. Normally you could be grocery shopping. You could be beating cheeks. It doesn't really matter. About the game. I'm like, I wonder if this edge guard will work.
Oh my god!
I'm like, how do you punish that though? Like, how would he punish that? But yeah, no. The point is, doesn't matter what you're doing. It starts to come to your mind more. So the more you surround yourself around the game, the more you will think about it. I do agree with something he said, where it's like, he doesn't have to play the game a lot because he's smart. He said it in a very egotistical way, but the point is, like, the real takeaway from that is it doesn't matter. It does matter how much you play the game, but it also matters equally as much, like, your understanding of the game. You could play this game twice a week, but if you have a good understanding of the game, that matters just as much, and it can carry in a lot of aspects. That's why last year where I was not playing a lot, and I got a lot worse results than I did in 2022. But like, there was a lot of times where you would still see me occasionally in top 8 because my understanding of the game is there, So I do think understanding is very important. And I mean, he clearly has that, and a lot of top players do as well.
You know what? I couldn't agree with you anymore. I think that was articulately said, well-spoken, and a big component. But I'll tell you what, it ain't the biggest component. The biggest component is a healthy diet. Let me talk to you real quick about our friends over at Factor, okay? Let me tell you something right now. High blood pressure and high blood sugar ain't going to equal high results. That's why our friends over at Factor have delicious, ready-to-eat meals to make eating better every day a little bit simpler. Whether it's tomorrow that takes you on, be ready and prepared with chef-crafted and dietitian-approved meals for your everyday life. That, of course, well, some of you have and some of you don't. But it doesn't matter, okay? Because you're going to have delicious snacks, smoothies, and more. Discover a wide variety of easy options for the entire day, like breakfast, midday bites, and, of course, dinner. Sign up and save, because what we've done with Factor, okay, we've done the math. Factor is less expensive than takeout, and every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious. That's right, Tubbs. It's time to get active. And I'm not just talking about on the sticks. No prep, no mess meals. Factor meals are 100% ready to heat and eat. So there's no prepping, cooking, or cleaning needed up. So make sure you head over to factormeals.com/lightsout50 and use the code LightsOut50 to get 50% off. I'm sorry, that's not 50 pounds off, but you got to start somewhere. That's code LightsOut50 at factormeals.com/lightsout50 to get 50% off. We'll see you there and not in the ER.
How does he do it?
It's all thanks to Factor.
He can't keep getting away with this unless you buy Factor, then he can.
There it is. Make sure you use that code, baby. We're slinging it like you know what, but
and just make sure when you're slinging it, you're thinking about the game.
There you go. Exactly. It lasts longer. But you know what lasted pretty long too, Light? Your bracket run. Your bracket run, was incredible. You got a humble 5th place, like Zomba did predict. His predictions were incredible, by the way. But you got that humble 5th place, making it to day number 3. Talk to me a little bit about that bracket run of yours, my guy. Take us through it. Let the fans know exactly how that all culminated in a 5th place finish at GenesisX.
Well, I will say that up until top 32, was that when I fought Riddles? I'd say up until Louis Money. I think that was the first match at top 64, so I think that's top 48 for me. It was relatively easy, as expected. I've been going to a bunch of weeklies, so I've been going to a bunch of weeklies and monthlies.
Mm-hmm.
So just, the nerves that would usually be in those first couple rounds just weren't really there for me because I've just been so in that space of fighting those level of players, I do think upsets obviously could happen, especially at Genesis, because Genesis is an event that runs 2 out of 3s for the first pool, where a lot of majors now, for people who don't know, run 3 out of 5s from the start.
That's why Leo lost. Continue.
Yeah, sure. That's why. But I mean, that is what helps top players lose, though, or get upset, which is why there was also a lot of upsets in Smash 4, because not only was it a 2-stock game, but back then we ran 2 out of 3s for a lot longer, But yeah, 2 out of 3s for the start. I cleared everybody there. And again, I was ready because I was fighting that level of player and I wasn't surprised. And then once I got to the 3 out of 5 zone, I had to fight a Fox main. His name was Sticky. I fought Sticky the Fox. He was a pretty good Fox main. I was very upset to fight a Fox main because I don't like the Fox Ditto. But of course, my pride kicks in. He was good, but I obviously beat him. And then I fought one European player. I fought one of them because I always gotta do something to piss that country off. I had to fight Flo, the Roy, which I think that's the best Roy in their continent, right?
Yeah.
I heard he was like somewhere from like 10 to 12 best in Europe, right? So obviously not a bad player. And they wanted to put me on the French stream. And you know what I said? I said, unhand me, Jim. You can't put me there. I've been there and I've done that. And I won't do it again. So, your magic won't work on me, Jim. So what I did was I said, no, we're going to play on setup 3 on station 202. And that's where we met up. And let me tell you, oh my God, he needed that dimension. No offense to Flo, but I was just playing out of my mind. I 3-stocked in the first game. The second game that I played him, I JV2'd him. The only reason that it wasn't a 3-stock was because I SD'd to kill him the last game. And then he took his actual stats the last game. I was very happy with that because I know Flo is a good player, but it showed just how locked in I was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I did that to a good player. So that felt great. All jokes aside. But after that, I moved on to fight Louis Money. Louis Money, for some context, had a very good entire week. He won the pre-local. No, he almost won the pre-local, beating Mia. Yes, but he had a very good run, beating Mia Steve originally. And Mia Steve is not bad. I've played Mia Steve. It's taught me a lot. And he beat many other players as well. He beat Ken, who Ken beat him at Watch the Throne. He beat him in the same venue.
Yeah, he beat Yada and he beat Yada and he beat Neo as well. So he was just the Japanese slayer in that winner's side of bracket.
I was very happy to see that because I love Well, I love Louis Money. He's always been good. I
Great.
literally said it, I think, on your stream when you were recording. People were like, "Oh yeah, he's getting a lot better." I'm like, I mean, sure, you could say he's gotten a lot better, which he probably has, but I see it more as he's not choking anymore because he's always been an amazing player. He's just had trouble locking in. So I saw him doing that, and he was locking in very nicely. And I had to fight him, and he had a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? He's good.
Confidence?
He was good. He was good. Yeah, he had a lot of confidence going into the actual Genesis, you know? And yeah, so you're an idiot. So yeah, when I played him, I was kind of worried, but at the same time, I had the ego. I really like to shut down people. He had a lot of momentum. I love to shut down people with momentum. Like I like to look at people with momentum and be like, your momentum means literally nothing to me. So I really wanted to beat him. It was a very competitive set. And on game 4, I made a 3-stock comeback on him. And I kind of felt it was going to happen, weirdly enough, because when we played against each other and he was up 2 stocks, I was like, I can't kill him. But once I got the kill, me as a player and me as a Fox player, I understand that I could rack up damage very easily. And I also understand that now that I'm at a very big deficit, he's going to really want to take this to game 5. Not because obviously he wants to take it to game 5, but he is less experienced than I am, and I'm a better player than him. So he really wants to beat me. And he's lost to me so many times. Us as top players, you weigh in these thoughts very quickly in your head as the set's going on. So I felt the greed coming off of him. That game 4 should have belonged to him, but I felt the greed coming off of him, and I knew that I could take it from there. And I literally ran away with the last 2 stocks so quick, and I reversed it. And I know he was disappointed with that, but Louis, I know you watch occasionally. You were playing amazing. If you learn how to lock into that and keep that same momentum and just not don't get excited with one win, I think you will be in every top 8 for the rest of the year if you can just do that because you're a great player. Dude, he's like, I'm more faith in Louis than Leo. I mean, he's up and coming, bro. Up and coming players, they always just have so much momentum. Leo's been there, so sometimes it's hard to get motivated from where he's at.
Yeah.
But anyways, after Louis Money, I had to fight Riddles. And Riddles is someone that I knew was in a similar situation to me. Riddles also got top 10 this year, and he was surprised that he got top 10. I was not surprised I got top 10. I was surprised I got 6 because I don't think I deserved to be number 6. But my point is, he lost a lot of motivation in 2023, just like me. He did not practice as much. He showed up to majors just like me, but he didn't always do as good. His beginning of the year was very good. My beginning of the year was very good and ultimately carried the rest of our year. But the point is, I see that in Riddles, and I thought it was very interesting that we had to fight because we had similar mindsets going from 2023 to 2024, where we're both trying to get back into the game. So that set went very weird because I was steamrolling him for the first 2 games, and the moment that he counterpicked me to Hollow Bastion, I actually felt like I was going to get reverse 3-0'd. The game Hollow Bastion, I lost barely, but he played it very well. I can tell that he was adapting. And game 4, I think he kind of cleared me because I was just kind of letting the momentum, he was just getting momentum on me. Game 5, I was able to lock in and take it with a 2-stock win, but I don't know. I can tell that I was bringing better out of him, and that's what happens to top players who are getting back into it. You don't really lose that. You don't really lose that skill. It's just kind of dormant in you. You just kind of got to get used to it again. So it felt good knowing that I brought better out of him as the set was going on, and I think that's shown by when he ran it all the way back to 9th place after losing in the 17th place position. So yeah, really good on Riddles. I'm happy I took that, and after that, I moved into Maister. So Maister, which obviously I fucking hate fighting Maister. I knew I was going to have to fight Maister or me either way. So I was pretty ready for that. I got coaching from Larry Lur, the GOAT. I asked him for advice, and he gave me very good advice. Things I'm obviously not going to say here because I don't want to lose to Maister. So yeah, no, he gave me very good advice. He helped me refresh my mind on things that I already knew. He taught me some new things. And he just gave me the mentality that I don't need to take unnecessary risks because of my character and the fact that I'm a better player. And mentality really does go a long way, realizing that you don't need to take those unnecessary risks.
Of course.
I definitely ran away with that. And when I had the lead, I made sure to hold on to it for as long as possible. I realized during game 1 or 2, after I got hit by a couple of raw up smashes by Maister, that he was actually pretty desperate to kill me a lot of times, because I realized that his character, unless gets me off stage, doesn't actually have a lot of ways to kill me, which is why he's spamming up smash randomly like that. But there are obviously other ways to go about it. But Meister was being pretty impatient. So, and I'm not afraid to talk about this because I know Meister's going to fix this anyways. But he was being kind of impatient in those aspects. So I definitely was able to hold on to my stocks a lot longer because of that. And ultimately, when Game 5 came, I also closed that one out with a 2 stock lead. That one felt incredible. And topping Genesis just felt incredible again because I'm pretty sure I am the only top player in Ultimate to top 8 every Genesis.
Yes,
And,
you are.
I did not win any of them, but it feels good to know that my consistency is there when events come that mean a lot to me. I really do lock it in. And I've just been locking in a lot lately. I've top 8 my only 2 events in 2024 Smash Majors. So I am convinced that in my heart that I am back. I am consistent. I'm going to events that are not majors. I am just there. I don't have any doubts about me topping events. It's just hard to get the win itself. So come day 3, I'm not too surprised that I lose to Spargo. Not like he's better than me. I think I could have won that as well. But me and Spargo are people who have very close matches. So
yeah. Well, talk to me a little bit about that because I want a little bit more detail for that game number 4 because you had a very sizable lead and you let that one get away from you. And that's when you made that amazing comeback. What happened there? What's going through your mind?
Bro, I really wish sometimes that majors ran top 48 the same day they run top 8 because I don't know, fighting players that are really good to start off the day. Skill issue, by the way. I'm admitting this is a skill issue, but fighting very good players to start off the day is very hard for me. I get scared to pull triggers. I feel like I had a lot of up smashes that I figured he was gonna do, and I was just too pussy to let those go because it's just there's a lot of I play a fast character. Sparkle plays a fast character. It's very hard to lock in to fighting someone as good as you at the top performance the beginning of the day. Again, a skill issue, and I'm admitting that. But that's the reality of it for me. I just felt like I was very scared to pull a lot of triggers that I would have normally pulled. Or if I fought him, let's say I fought Spargo right after Meister, I definitely would have been pulling the triggers that day, because I was playing the entire day, So I felt like there was a lot of stuff that I just felt too scared to do because I was just in my head about it. But Spargo wasn't. He wanted more than me, and I gotta respect that. So he played very well. He definitely locked it in the last game when I was just kind of trying to be desperate to get the kill, and that's my bad. But either way, good shit to him. I'm very sad about that because I'm not confirmed I would have beat Zomba, but I am not bad versus Zomba. Me and Zomba do have very competitive sets, so I really did want to fight him. I do think that Spargo and Tweek were the blockers for this event, that if I got by them, there was a very strong chance I won this major. So Spargo blocked me from winners, and Tweek blocked me from the losers bracket. Tweek shitting on me, and I think he's really boiled the matchup down to a nice science. I think that I am picking up on what he's doing. It's very hard because he's playing in a certain type of way that's troubling for my mind to understand. I'm sure other people see it, but there are certain things that for players they just personally have trouble wrapping their head around that other people might find it very easy to. So I think he's playing a playstyle that's hard for me to wrap my head around, and he played it very well and he locked it in. But I think towards the end of game 3, I was picking up the steps because I kind of admitted in my head that I lost, right? I admitted in my head that I lost towards the ending of game 3 once I was down a stock already, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Because what I did was that I didn't become pessimistic. I just thought I need to use this time to learn how to win next time. So I felt like I was just trying to think about stuff. I was moving a bit weird. It looked like he was hitting me for free sometimes, but sometimes I was getting hits in where I wouldn't normally. So I feel like that time I used, I got a lot of information. And I'm going to actually VOD review it because I feel like I do need to start VOD reviewing to beat Tweek. But regardless, I wasn't happy because I do know if I beat Tweek, it led to Sonix, and I do think I can beat Sonix. He's gotten a lot better, but I still have confidence in that. And again, I think I can beat Zomba. So it sucks because, again, I feel like Spargo and Tweek were the barriers that kept me from winning this entire tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I don't usually get as salty as my peers, I don't get as depressed. I cleaned up pretty quickly. I was able to talk to people. I actually talked to Spargo and Tweek, the two people. Me, Spargo, and Tweek were in a room talking to each other after we were all eliminated, which is very funny because they're like, "Yeah, I'm so sad I lost. I'm so shit." They're like, "I'm so sad I lost. I'm so shit." And I'm like, "I'm so sad I lost. I lost to two people who are calling themselves shit." like, yeah. So I'm just like, yeah. So it sucks, but um, I think I know the steps that I need to take to get to where I need to be, and I'm very willing to do it. So I feel good overall, and I'm just happy that I'm consistently at these top 8s again.
I love that for you, man. I think it was a sensational run. I mean, you racked up so many good wins before inevitably falling in the top 8. I mean, nothing to be ashamed about. I mean, you're due a P tier win this year. I think, and I don't think it'll just be singular either. I think you're gonna get a couple big S tiers or P tiers under your belt, and I'm excited to see it for sure. Gotta get that rivalry back on your side with Tweek though, man. Them lights out or them Tweek Talk boys, they doing a lot of talking and chirping. We gotta let them know what's up around this way. You know what I'm saying?
Say it, his wins, his wins from Battle of BC, to I'd say Battle of BC till probably a little bit towards the ending of the last year. Those wins literally mean nothing to me. I knew that I wasn't gonna beat him going into those anyways. I wasn't playing the game, I can't beat Tweek unless I'm playing my best. Those wins always mean nothing to me. But those wins that he's had the last 2 or 3, those ones are definitely the ones where I'm really thinking. But it's a lot of data to go off of. It's a lot that I can learn off of. And now that I'm actually willing to do that, I'm feeling pretty good about it overall.
I love that, man. That's fantastic. And really it was awesome to hear from Zomba and of course your perspective. Now, we don't have Cosmos here, unfortunately. It was just a timing thing. But we were, of course, all glad to link up at Genesis, but Cosmos for a little bit short, ended up in 65th. You mentioned that you thought Inkling would have helped him out against MVD since he said he was so confident in that match. I know he's not here, but what do you think Cosmos can do to get out of this slump?
Because I feel figure it out.
I feel like he's so much better than what he places, and it's evident to me. I just hate seeing him.
I still don't think he's fighting. I still don't think he's fighting against the lower level. Top players need to get out of their. Well, I don't know if we're calling them that anymore. But top players need to get out of the fucking the ego bubble of not going to their weeklies and all that shit. He needs to fight. He needs to start fighting these very obscure matchups. He's never been good at that. As a player, he has never been good at fighting obscure matchups because he just doesn't really go to his weeklies or anything like that. A lot of top players don't, and a lot of them don't need to, but he is somebody that needs to. I don't think his problem is fighting against me or fighting Zomba or anything like that. I think his problem is that he needs to be ready for the weird shit, especially when you fall into the losers bracket, because all the weird shit is in the losers bracket.
That's true.
They're they make top 64 losers, and you might have to fight a freaking Bowser Jr. I don't know, man. But yeah, the point is he needs to fight a lot of those weird matchups. And I don't know. I think he needs to get fucking mad. That dude does not get mad when he loses. He's like, it's okay. Damn, I lost. It's okay. I got to figure it out. No, you need to get mad. That is a lesson the Buzz taught me when I was a fucking kid, that it is okay to get mad. I fought the Buzz at a monthly, and I think I mentioned this maybe on the Metafy episodes we used to have. We were talking, and I was like, this is probably one of the best things the Buzz has done for me. It was before me and him were even friends. He pulled up to one of my monthlies when I was younger. I was probably number 2 in my region at the time, but that was it. And I could have beat him in a game, not the set. I could have took a game off him. The first game we played, he 2-0'd me. I had a fair footstool on him, but it was on Duck Hut in Smash 4. And if you guys remember that, the Blast Zone are very high up.
Yep.
So I go for a fair footstool, and I kill myself in the process because I fast fell too fast. And I just yell mid-set. I'm like, fuck, mid-set. And I literally look at him and I'm like, sorry. But the point is, after I lost him, I went up to him later and I apologized. And I was like, I'm sorry for getting mad. It's not really like me. And the Buzz is just like, it's okay that you got mad. It just shows that you care. And I'm like, that's something that never really left me. That's something I don't really see in Cosmos. He doesn't get mad. He doesn't show that he cares. He tries to act like it's okay when it's not okay, because you want to get better and you want to do more, but you just keep it inside and think if you refresh it for the next time that things will get better. But the best time to learn, if not in a tournament, is immediately after you lose, because now you're frustrated and you actually have so much energy to put towards the things that are pissing you off and why you lost, and then you go play and you go learn, and it's really good. I will say that this tournament, I saw him practicing after he lost a little bit more compared to what he usually does. He usually goes straight back to the hotel room.
Yeah.
But I do think that's something that would help him a lot if he did that after he lost. Look at fucking Tweek. Tweek's a fucking salty rager, bro, and look how good he is. Yeah, like a perfect example. Tweek's a good example of everything.
Yeah, he kind of gets it. No, I agree with you. That does kind of bring me to like a bit of a hot take, I think. And I don't know, you might agree with me on this. I think as a character, Aegis is better. But I think as a meta selection, I think Corrin is a far better character right now to be using.
As a
In bracket.
Fox main, I know why Aegis players do bad. And it's the mindset. First of all, Aegis came out late in the meta. What number did she come out in past two? I don't know.
Wasn't she
Maybe like
second to last or third to last?
She's like second or
Something like
third,
that?
yeah. Yeah, so
Then
she came in
Kazuya,
relatively
Sephiroth, and Steve. Wasn't it Kazuya, Sephiroth, Steve? Came out third to
after.
last. Third to last, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, third to last, you're saying. Okay, thank you. My point is she came out relatively late in the meta, like in our meta. You know, people already had their mains and stuff like that. So a lot of people are transitioning into Aegis, right? As a Fox main, and I'm sure Cloud mains understand this to a certain extent. Not really, because they have fucking limit. But you have to be willing like to play in scenarios, and you need to be aware that people are always trying to play you off stage. I feel like Aegis mains don't comprehend that people are always thinking about how do I get you off stage. You know, Aegis mains don't position themselves for that. You know, they're just playing the game. They know they have a broken neutral, but they don't play it correctly. You know, as a Fox main, I see that. I'm very used to getting edge guard. I'm very used to people playing on the ledge. And I just don't think a lot of Aegis mains are, and they don't understand that for that reason, it's going to be a very stressful bracket character, you know? She is a broken character. Fox is a very broken character. The reason there's not a lot of them is because the character is stressful, because not a lot of people understand the positioning that you have to be aware of 100% of the time, or you can die at 20. And I think that's a lot of stuff that Aegis mains lack, not only because they just never played a character like Fox, but they also were just like, again, she is a late bracket character. You have people like MKLeo playing him. Dude used to play like Meta Knight and Marth and Cloud with limit that he could hold all the time. He didn't play Smash Ultimate Cloud. He played a Cloud that never ran out of limit. My dude always had a good recovery.
Yep.
You know? It's like you have Aegis, who is probably the best you have Shutan, who's probably the best Aegis, but I mean he also played Olimar, who like has an amazing recovery. You know, like these people play people who are really good recovery. So it takes time to learn people who have good recoveries. Cosmos played Inkling, and then he played Corrin, who doesn't have a terrible recovery, but it's not bad. I mean, he doesn't have a great recovery, it's not bad, you know? My point, actually, it's like intangible or invincible for a little bit. My point is these people play very good recoveries. I don't think they ever had to be as aware about their positioning as at all times as like other people had to. Which I think that is the key to getting good with Aegis. You know, leveling out, taking what you can get, abusing your neutral instead of going for like crazy options. Because if you burn your double jump in certain aspects, you might get pushed off stage like very early because you burned your double jump at 30 trying to get one more up air. You know, going for things where it's like, is this forward smash really worth it? Because you might get an extra 20% if you hit it, but you can die if you don't hit it. And you could have just got like an F tilt that was guaranteed and could have possibly led to more. You know, to take what you can get, because you're able to do that. Other characters have to go for a lot right away because it's the only chance they get. But you are a character who will always win neutral because your neutral is good. So you can literally take what you can get 100 times and you'll never get hit as long as you play it properly. But these people are greedy and they're always going or putting themselves in positions where they can go off stage or on the ledge. So I think that is the key to being better with Aegis. But yeah, that is my Fox brain opinion.
I personally think that is an incredible way to break that down. That's why I asked about, what you think, like, Aegis versus Corrin. And I mean, everything you alluded to, I think could definitely be, could be improved upon. But
that's also why Spargo is a good Aegis, by the way, because he plays Cloud, but he plays Ultimate Cloud, the one who does lose his limit.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, so he definitely understands the mindset of like having to get back on stage or like playing in a way where you're not like put in that position. I heard Glutony actually say that he thinks Spargo has the best disadvantage state in all of Ultimate. So
really?
Take that as you will.
I could fully believe that. That kid's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, hell of an episode. I mean, we had so much to cover, so much to talk about. I do want to give a couple of quick shout outs before we do get out of here. I want to shout out all of everybody who made top 8 at GenesisX10. I mean, an iconic landmark number of events. And honestly, from what I heard from them and what I know, they're just getting started. So kudos to Genesis. That's awesome. Want to give a shout out to Zach Ray. Although he didn't make top 8, definitely had the impact. He's still my GOAT. Taking out Mia out of the losers bracket. Raflo, shouts to him for putting Mia in the losers bracket, which I thought was crazy too. Some other really good performances. I thought I really liked Riddles showing up. I mean, I know Tweek, body bagged him in that third game. Good God Almighty. But Riddles got 9th right there. He's doing a lot of dual gaming and stuff like that. So I know it's not the easiest thing for him to be consistent, but he's just so good. He does it. Maister got 9th place as well. Reminding people he's definitely that damn good. Ken with a 9th place finish as well. So I just think a lot, Shuton as well. A lot of Japan team kills right there, man. T having to go through Gact, and then T having to go through Shuton, Nail going through Ken. That's crazy. But just wanted
That's
to
what
show.
happens when a bunch of good players show up to one area.
Yeah, exactly, man. But I just wanted to show all those guys some love, because a bracket like this, just because you didn't get top 8 doesn't mean you didn't have an impact. And a lot of those guys did it big. So that'll do it for episode 47 of Lights Out, guys. You'll notice we are quickly approaching that big 5-0 mark, episode 50. So, of course, if you like everything, like, comment, subscribe, because you know the vibes. We bring them all the time. Me and Light. This is not Light's full-time setup, by the way. He's in Void's room, just so now
not the team.
Bad. Yeah, tell Void to cover that up and let it go. Anyway, we're going to let you guys go, and that'll do it for Lights Out. Take care, be well, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.